There I am. I knew I was here somewhere. I knew I was here. I just couldn't get myself up here on the screen. Hello, everybody. Got my phone ready. I haven't done my emojis yet. It's already muted. Welcome to Moongazing Monday. I'm Ava, and the channel is Aegis Paranormal. And thank you so much for coming and spending part of your evening with me. We are going to look at a lot of moon photography and have some fun. I always look forward to this live because it is one of my favorite ones that I do, and I just really enjoy it. Let's see who's here. I hope I don't have food in my teeth. I kind of rubbed them clean, but I just finished eating. So, yeah. It was one of those nights. Yes. Let's see here. There's the one. I see a one there from Lily. Thank you very much. So there I am, welcoming everyone in. There's Lily T. Thanks for being here. And there's Floss. So Floss, I hope you're feeling better. And are you still enjoying that little baby parrot? She's been bird sitting. Let's see here. Native Wild Man, hello, and thanks for being here. See, and there's Sandra with Hawkins Family Adventures. Hello. I am the Eggman. Right. Let's see here. Get over here on this other side and let's look at something real quick before we get started. Whoop. Oh yeah, so what's your weather like? I always like to know what everybody's weather is like and what's going on where you are. Right now it's 82 degrees here where I am, and we've had thunderstorms today and this morning. We're getting ready. We've been under a heat advisory for like 2 weeks, and we're getting ready to have a break in the weather, and it's only going to be in the 80s for the next week, lows in the 60s, and a couple of them are down in the 50s at night. Woo! That's going to be cold after being in the 90s and 100 degrees. Wowie. So I'm welcoming that cool down. I'm ready for it. And I think our animals are too. All the animals outside and inside. We're all ready. Get back over here to my moon window. Get back over here. Native Wildman says, my cockatoo is doing well. I love cockatoos. They're so pretty. Sandra walked almost 4 miles today. Let's see. Sandra says it's warm outside right now. Floss says it's hot, stormy, and sticky. Sandra says we're going to be back up to the 90s. And she's going fishing tomorrow. Woohoo! So Native Wild Man has a cockatoo. And Floss, I don't even know how you say that, but there's what she has. Yes, definitely have fun fishing. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, I got to get let's all get our emojis lined up. We like to have moon emojis going on during the moon live. So let me get over here. I'm doing this on my new phone, so I don't I don't know if it keeps my recently used ones or not. Well, that's rude. Okay, so I have to come over here. My phone is being rude. I'm learning how to use my phone, and it's not always real friendly about a learning curve. No, I was where I wanted to be. I'll get there. If I just talk to it enough and coax it to do what I want, I'll get there eventually. All right, I want that one. I want these. Now, this phone has an orange what am I trying to say? Oh, an orange heart for the orange moons. Pretty cool. Okay, there's that. And let's see. I need that. And I need this. And then I need an owl and a bat. There's a porcupine, but wow, this phone emojis has a pretty good animal section. I'm getting there. There's that. I don't know if I'm finding everything I like to have on here or not. Put that there. Where are my moons, people? I still haven't seen any moons. Hello, where's the moon emojis? You gotta be kidding me. I can't not have moon emojis on this phone. I'm going back up. There's the food section. The animal section. Oh, there they are. Oh, I don't have very many on this phone. Oh, they took away my moon emojis. How rude is that? Oh, here's some more. Okay. Wow, this is difficult. Okay, I'm going to call that done. And there they are. That was really hard. Okay, the rest of the night's not going to be that hard. We're going to as we're watching videos, we'll be adding those in the chat. Y'all know the drill. Cakes. 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 I'm trying to say this word. She wrote it out phonetically and I was still having trouble. Anyway, there it is. That's what she has. And, oh, there's some moon emojis right there. Woot woot. Floss says it's babysitting a 7-week-old baby right now. There's my moon emojis. Floss says she sold the baby for the owners on Saturday, but they keep it until it is weaned. Then it will go to the buyer. Nice. Nice. Thank you, Sandra, reminding everyone to hit that like button. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get over here and we're going to get started on these videos. Videos and videos. I'm looking at the dogs. All right, and which one are we starting with? 56. Here we go. Everybody ready? Here we go. Okay. I always forget to say, in case there's new people here that aren't aware, anytime you're live, you have the people that are in your chat that you know are there because they're talking to you, right? But you always have usually at least that many, if not even more, that are not in the chat. So I always try to remember to say this, and that is that, of course, I'm here live right now as Aegis Paranormal, but I'm also in the chat on my other channel, Ava Potterfield and Friends. So if I tend to acknowledge everyone in the chat except poor Ava Potterfield and Friends, it's because it's me. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm dropping moon emojis here as Ava Potterfield and Friends. Sandra just sent me this picture right here that she captured on today. I believe she said that was today. She says, I see the moon and I think of you, Ava. That is awesome. So Hawkins Family Adventure, whose name is Sandra, sent that to me just now. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that moon against the blue sky. So pretty. So pretty. Thank you, Sandra. Uh-oh, you ready over there, Mr. Doug? Because you got to say it really loud, though, because you're way over there. Floss says, hi, Doug. Floss.
Hi, Floss.
And that was Floss. And Lily says, hello, Doug.
Hello, Lily.
Can you guys hear him? He's across the room. Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to get up here. Did I put my... I don't think I did put anything in the... There it is. Okay. Native Wildman says Cosmo, who is his cockatiel. Cosmo is 20 years old. My goodness. Wow. Wishing Sandra good luck tomorrow fishing. And I'm thanking y'all for being here. And then here goes some moon emojis. Oh, yeah. Floss says she has a friend who has 6 cockatoos, and they're all very friendly. Whoop, getting those moon emojis ready. Cosmo is a sweetheart bird. And he's out fishing. Awesome. So we had some of the supermoon there, and I always like to let people know that that was not a filter. It really was that color. It was just gorgeous. That dark, dark orange. Yeah, y'all have fun fishing because that is so relaxing. And in that one video, it looks like it could be in fast motion, but that's what it looked like. They were just moving that fast. It was so pretty. So pretty. Where is he? I think Buddy's in the bathroom and got lost. Doug will go get him. All right. Well, let's watch some more videos. And we are ready for 58. And here we go. No, wait. Yeah, okay. Where am I? Here I am, right here. here. Looking at my phone, didn't watch for it to end. To kind of fly, it's still bothering me. Okay, Floss, it came through. Or you sent it again. I don't know which it was. I haven't got over there yet. Aw. So this is at the bird show. I'll just put that up there at the top. So that's me at the top. But here's Mike with one of their friends' birds at the bird show. Cockatoo. That's a beautiful bird. Sure is. So what kinds of things are there at the bird show? I know you make bird toys. So bird show, there are birds and bird supplies and toys. Do they sell custom made bird cages or habitats? I'm holding that very still, sorry. Some days I can hold a phone still, some days I can't. Anybody else have days like that? Ah, beautiful bird. All right, we got emojis happening right there. Me back on the screen there. All right. Sandra had to go. Have a good night, Sandra. And Floss sent me a photo, but it took it a little bit to come through. And then it came through on my text. And I just got it. Yeah, and that last one we were looking at it, I just really enjoy it when those craters are so crystal clear. And that just is determined by the atmosphere. Are there clouds? You know, is there smoke in the atmosphere? Is it a nice clear night? What's going on? Lily is here listening. Oh, she had to send it 3 times. That was happening the other day. Lily was sending me something and it wasn't coming through. And I think it came through on her 4th time, I think. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's me. I don't really know. Bizarre. Bizarre. All right, let's get back over here. I had to see where I left off. And here we go. Oops, you caught me playing with the hearts on my phone. Here's the second part of that one. Right. So I really enjoy watching the moon rise, and I also like watching the moon set. When it's close to the horizon, you can literally just see it moving. And I think those are fun videos to me and fun to watch because there is so much movement. And sometimes when it's close to the horizon, you can't get a close-up of the moon because you can see how bright it was. And it won't focus when you try to pull it in closer to you. It just goes fuzzy. So it's so pretty, so pretty. And it was really bright that night. I mean bright, like blind you bright. Let's see, that was this one. So we're ready for this one over here. Let me swinging that ponytail. You know I'm serious if I'm swinging that ponytail. Better watch out. Here we go. Okay, and then speaking of the moon setting, this is, oh my gosh, I took the dog out at like 2 in the morning and just happened to see this happening. And the moon was so big, all I could do is stand there and look at it for a minute. And then I realized I need to go get my camera. So I ran in the house and I ran back out. This is in two parts. And in this one, the sun is setting, and you can literally see it going down behind the trees. So cool. Not a time lapse. It's really moving this fast. I was typing a message in there. Let's see what that message was. Aw, it's that I love you all. Thank you so much for being here and spending part of your Monday evening with me and making it a fun place to be with conversation and the moon emojis. And thanks for sending your pictures in to share through my phone. And it's just a lot of fun, a lot of fun. I'm so happy to be a part of YouTube and to have all of my YouTube friends and my YouTube family. And I don't say that lightly. Y'all mean a lot to us, to both of us. And we're getting ready to vamp some things up, not necessarily do different things per se, but just more. More. I'm finally rested. It's been quite a year, 2024. And I was a caregiver for 7 months of that year. And I'm finally rested, I think. And yeah, so it's been a good year. But we've been a little bit slow on the YouTube side as far as posting. And so we'll be getting back to posting a little bit more regularly, or at least more often than we have been. We'll just put it that way. Floss says it's trying to storm again. It's going to go on all night. Yeah, it's supposed to storm here as well. It is. Now, Floss and I, we're not too far apart. I mean, it's long enough we can't go visit each other and say hi, but just dropping in. But I think she's 3 or 4 hours from me, I think. Let's check out these emojis before I go. Here we go. So I had asked Floss about the bird show, and she said it's birds, cages, toys, feed, etc. Okay. Interesting. I've never been to a bird show. I heard that cowboy music. I had to throw my cowboy emojis in there. Right? Woohoo! Yeah, she says. Oh, you caught me sitting there with my camera off. Love those emojis. Thank you so much. There's my flute. That one was the flute music. There's my flutes and drums and maracas. I am tired of that fly. You and I are going to have a talk. Emojis. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we are going to say goodnight. And thank you to everyone in the chat with me tonight, making it so fun. And thank you to the people watching who are not in the chat. Appreciate you all. And also, thank you so much to the people who will be watching the replay. And y'all are amazing also. So don't ever think you're left out, because you are so appreciated. So appreciated. Every single one of you. Now, I always remind everyone at the end, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart every single time, I mean it, that you are amazing and you matter. And if you're struggling right now, just know that we can do hard things when we have to, and we can get through. So just keep hanging on for all you've got. And remember that even if all you're able to do is just take teeny tiny baby steps to get through the day, baby steps matter. They count. And that's a good thing. I don't know what that is flashing right there. That's my window. Oh, it's the mirror. Oh, it's the light. Oh, okay. So the ceiling fan's turning and it's reflecting, making that flash. But it's the ceiling reflection of the ceiling fan blades. All right. Got it. So again, thank you all so much for being here. And I hope you have a good rest of the evening. I am headed to bed. I'm tired. I'll see you around in the chats. Love y'all. Bye.